السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نويت أربعين أزلا حلوة حسبنا الله حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم مدد يا صاحب السيف سلطان الأولياء مدد. We're asking support from our Sheikh. Jummah Mubarak. Bless Jummah to the believers, inshallah. The holiness of the Jummah is a forgotten Sunnah. It is a forgotten Sunnah. Majority of the Muslims, they have forgotten the holiness of the Jummah. They're giving more holiness, more value and more importance to Saturday and Sunday, not to Friday. We can start Saturday and Sunday, isn't it? The Saturday is not our Jummah. The Sunday is not our Jummah. The Saturday is the day of gathering and day of prayer for the Jews. Sunday is for the Christians. Friday it is for the Muslims. It is for the believers. Original day of holiness has always been Friday anyway, not Saturday or Sunday. Day of worship. Not rest, day of worship. Don't make no mistake thinking, oh, Christians, they say God rested after he worked so hard. Astaghfirullah, lazim wa atubu ilayh. Creating everything, then he needs to rest. One day he rests, so Sunday he rests. Or Saturday he rests. No. Allah SWT does not need rest. He is removed from all weakness. He is removed from all wrong ideas about him. In reality, only the Muslims are able to understand this. Yes. We're not saying that he can be tricked. And we're not saying that he became human. Astaghfirullah. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is given priority. The Sultan of the days, it is a Friday. The Sultan of the prayers, it is a Fajr prayer. And in these last days of Ahir Zaman, majority of the Muslims, they have forgotten the importance. They're treating Friday not even with importance. So many, they're treating Friday as an inconvenience. I'm still working, I have to go for Jummah. Astaghfirullah lazim wa atubu ilayh. When did we have this mentality? For 500 years? For 1,000 years? For 300 years? Only the last 100 years. Why? Because Islam was not ruling. The Khalifa is not ruling. Islam is not ruling. We decide to change our Islamic civilization that for 1,000 years, over 1,000 years, the West were chasing after our civilization. We decide to trade that with the leftovers of Western civilization. Not even the best of Western civilization. Look to your own countries, look to your own peoples to know. The minute they left the Islam, the minute they left the Khalifa, what came to you? The best of Western civilization? Either you get colonialism, that they're sucking out everything from you and your spirit and your culture and your energy, that you're still suffering from that, not even knowing your own language properly. Isn't that what is happening? Or Allah is sending those ones who have no faith to be ruling over you. That up till now, you still cannot pick yourself up properly. Up till now, the damage that is being done, it's still not being rectified. The damage is still not being cured, being fixed. So the Jummah is a holy day. In the old days, for over 1,400 years, we've kept this holy. Where did we reach? Everywhere. We reached everywhere. Yes, we even reached to the skies, to the heavens. Not spiritually. Spiritually, let's not talk about that. Those who are following in the footsteps of the Prophet, ﷺ, Allah may invite them into His divine presence. It's not a big deal to us. But we're talking even in this worldly knowledge sense. We already, hundreds of years ago, made a rocket to reach up to the skies. The knowledge of dunya, they were in our hands. But the knowledge of the dunya, it was not spread to everyone to be used according to their ego. One of the things that they are complaining about the Ottomans, isn't it? Saying, oh, they keep us backward. Look, Europe is so industrialized. They say modern. Ottomans kept us backwards. Okay. That was said maybe 100 years ago. Which, if in their right minds they understand 100 years ago, the most industrialized nations in the world, if you look at the capitals of Europe, it is civilization or is it barbarism? During Victorian times in England, what was that? Was that high civilization when there was justice and everyone is given their rights? Or was that dog eats dog? What happened to Paris 100 years, 150 years ago? Still, it was an example where the rest of the world should follow. This is how mankind, the honor that Allah has given, both dunya and akhirat, both spiritual honor and also material honor, this is what we're supposed to follow? No. It was a sewer. Isn't it? Don't think it's any better now, just because they show some nice pictures on Facebook. It is more corrupt. The world is more evil now. And it's spread now, everywhere. Not only now in the West, in the East too. But technology, back then, they may say, the Ottomans did not give it to us. And now, 100 years, 150 years have passed. With all the technology, we are given 100 years to catch up. Where did it lead us? Where did it make us to be? What have we gained? Now, mashallah, imams, they're wearing suit and tie. They're not even wearing a kufi. They're having conference of imams, but there is no shame. There is no shame anymore. Shame is one of the things, higher, that Jibreel alayhi salam is saying, I will return, O my Prophet, I will return, I will not give any wahi and no revelation anymore, but I'm going to lift the shame from people. So those who are saying, we are representing Allah, we're representing Prophet, we're representing Islam, they are looking like Jews and Christians, which Prophet ﷺ has forbidden. Normal people, maybe, we have excuse to say. What excuse do those ones have? They're working for kafirs. That they're dressing like kafirs. They're working for Allah. Then dress how His Prophet ﷺ used to dress. But they've been conditioned, they've been brainwashed. They think, oh, if Prophet were to live now, he's going to wear this too. Complete foolishness, complete square head. They were mushriks, they were Arabs in the same family as the Prophet. Prophet says, don't dress like them. There were Jews and Christians living at that time. Prophet says, don't dress like them. He did not. For 1400 years, Muslims did not. From top to bottom. There were Western people coming too. Iranian people coming too. Representing strong powers, superpowers. Prophet says, we are not like them. Don't dress like them. And for 1400 years, we didn't. Why are we concentrating on this dress now? Because the dress is showing our identity. Because now that is the last station that is making man and woman to say, I'm separate from others. We are all together as human beings, but our identities, it is unique to ourselves what Allah has given to us. Why we must be like you? Why are you forcing us to be like you? You've already forced us to speak your language, to learn your history, to read everything that is coming from you. Why are you making us to dress like you? So, what happens then? Those imams, saying they're representing Islam, if you meet them in the streets, you won't know whether they're Muslim or they're kafir. If you say they are kafir, you are correct. Because they look like it, isn't it? We're hearing now imams coming together to make conference. They're not even worshipping together. So that is that for. That is not for Allah. That is for dunya now. May Allah protect us from that. Ahir zaman. Lost, forgotten sunnahs. That's what we are talking about. Maybe it's small in your eyes, but it is not small in the eyes of Allah SWT. The sunnah of wearing the turban. So many Muslims, they have lost, forgotten this sunnah. Foolish ones, by those foolish heads, by those foolish imams, they are convincing their Jamaat, no, you have to look with suit and tie. You have to be civilized, Western civilized. Which it is not civilized because you wear suit and tie. Tell me, not even the Western people, majority of them, they like to dress in suit and tie. They say this is so tight, this is so uncomfortable, they call it a monkey suit, isn't it? But Muslims are chasing after monkey suits because they have become monkeys. They are aping. They're not understanding how the Islamic dress is natural. It is very comfortable. It is good for your health. In every way, it is good for your spirit too. Because it is what the prophets and the saints they used to wear. And Allah is happy with you. If your main idea is to make Allah happy with us, Allah is not happy with us to be looking like Jews or Christians. These words, especially to the leaders, especially to the imams, especially to those who are saying we're leading the community. Majority of us, we don't have any choice. It's okay in some ways. But coming for Jummah, coming for holy associations, what is your excuse now? Coming for zikr, coming for mavlud, what is your excuse now? Are you on the clock? Your boss is going to come out and say, "Oh, why are you wearing this?" No. So now we understand the ego is saying, no, I feel comfortable with this. Because if I wear this, nobody is going to give me dirty looks in the streets. If I'm disappearing with them, they might think I'm a kafir too. They're going to treat me really nice. So who are you pleasing? Allah, or are you pleasing them? You're pleasing them. And you know what? Especially in this country, they don't give you any respect for them. They give you more respect if you stand up to your difference and you say that this is what we believe in and this is how we're going to live our lives, and they say we respect you because you are brave. Don't you know so many ones who are wrong in the wrong ways because they stand up? And the society says, okay, we give you your rights. And what did we gain? It's not as if so many people are coming into Islam because we disappear into their way of life. They are treating us better? No, it is not. So, these are the forgotten sunnats that in these last days, if we are holding on to them, we're going to get tremendous rewards. Tremendous blessings. That is so difficult in those days to get, but now it is very easy. To have a tasbih. Yes, it is a sunnah. Prophet ﷺ had a tasbih. They had a tasbih. The Sahaba Kiram, they used to have tying knots into a string. They used to make tasbih throwing stones into the middle, calling it tasbih. So much. But Muslims, they are not learning their history also. Wearing a turban, it is a big sunnat. But people like to wear that kafir, that shaitan sunnat, not the sunnat of the Prophet and the angels. Angels, when they visit the Prophet, they were wearing turban, carrying a cane, wearing a jubbah. Shaitan, when he came in the human form to visit the Prophet, he's wearing that cloth there with a camel rope around his head, with those goatee, wearing white and those miskin clothes. Yes, that is what he used to wear. So now we come to the ahir zaman. Forgotten sunnat of the Jummah, forgotten sunnat that the Jummah, it did not start at 1 o'clock and finish by 1:30. So many are rushing to quickly come in and out. The sunnat, the Jummah enters when? Thursday night, isn't it? And Thursday night, that is why tarikats, they're having zikrs and sohbets. And they're doing worship because that is a very, very holy time. It is the start, the beginning. There's the sultan of the nights. It is the Laylatul Qadr of the week. If we keep that the whole week, the whole month, it will be so open. It will be so easy for us. And we are going to have so much more faith in that time. Yeah. We're living in this world right now. We cannot have that, yes. But at least not to be proud and stubborn and arrogant, to say, well, I don't care. To come for the Jummah like thieves and to finish like thieves. It should not be. Carrying a tasbih, you're holding, you're speaking, and you remember. Don't listen to others who say, no, 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 we shouldn't be carrying because you're showing off. Now is not the time to be shy about your faith. Because everything else, we're showing off to Allah that we are disobeying Him with His every order physically. At least to have something in your hand, because you're talking, you're forgetting Allah, you have a tasbih, let's say Allah, 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 Allah. At least you're remembering Allah. The turban is a sunnah. To wear the loose clothes, to hide the shape, the satur, the shape for men and for women. Not just to cover, but to hide the shape of the body. That is also a sunnah. To have a miswak, it is a big sunnah. There are over 20 hadiths. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, use the miswak, use the miswak. This is what distinguishes the believers from the unbelievers. Carrying miswak. Just to carry it, shaitan is going to run away from you. First, let's start with this. This is more difficult to do for 21st century men. Because there's some slick ones. They say, no, Iman is in my heart. Allah knows what is in my heart. Whatever that is in your heart must show. Whatever that is in your heart must show in the outside. That means you are hiding your faith. You are not showing your faith. I don't have to show. Why are you not showing your faith? Because the enemies of Allah is going to get upset with you. That is why. Be real. Be sincere. You're hiding your faith because you are weak. At least if you admit to that and you say, Ya Rabbi, forgive me, make me strong. Some way, somehow, a door will open. You'll become more strong. Allah will say, forgive that one. And support him. You're not being stubborn or arrogant. But for those who say, no, 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 I don't have to. These are all external. They're not important. What is important is my heart. Whatever that is in your heart must show on the outside. It is so easy to say, it is only in my heart. It is more difficult to show it outside. Because now you're going to meet people's eyes. Now you're going to feel that, yes, this religion of Allah, I'm starting to feel now. People start to look. I'm starting to feel like a Muslim. I'm not just hiding myself. I'm not just being a hypocrite. These words applies to you and to me, but especially to those ones who are saying we're representing the religion. But we can only say, they like to take it, they take it. Because so many of them, they become brainwashed anyway. They become so conditioned, they become deaf, dumb, and blind. These are the things that we have to look, to see. These are the fitna of the confusion of the ahir zaman that Holy Prophet ﷺ is warning us 1400 years ago. Is continually warning through the mouths, through the tongues of his inheritors, through the sheikhs and through the rightly guided leaders, to remind them. Are we separating people? We're not separating people. We're separating batil from haqq. If those who want to be together with haqq, you're welcome. Those who don't want to be, you're welcome. We are not separating ourselves from haqq. That is more important now. Inshallah Rahman, in these holy days that we are reaching, the Mi'raj and the Bara'at night, is time for us to understand the wrong things and to understand our weakness and to ask for help and to ask for support and to prepare ourselves to have a clean Bara'at on that night, and for us to continue with our journey in this world with a clean Bara'at with more support, inshallah. May Allah forgive me and bless all of you for the sake of the Holy Prophet. Al-Fatiha.